How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of... Or it's not a brand new episode of anything, really. We're playing Minecraft today. Great start. Yeah, today we've got a bit more of a redstone build. And yeah, this is a very simplified version, so I'm going to try and give you an explanation on how this works. And that's a random copper door, just because. But yeah, we can get rid of that. Yeah, this is just a very basic additional calculator. It can only go up to 9. Well, not go up to 9, but you can only put up to 9 digits. But as you can see, it does take a little while for it to load, but it will always give you the correct answer. And you can also select 1, because I've created it so it defaults back to 0, so it should go up to 5. What is 5 plus 0? Very, very basic maths. I probably will be doing a much complex one in the future. I just wanted to try and get something simpler out the way. Probably not my first attempt to build a calculator, but this is the most simplified version of it. But you can do any, let's say 4 plus 4. No, I think that's 6 plus 6, yep. And it will eventually give you the correct answer, with 12. And like I said, if you've got nothing on, it will default, but we'll just jump into how it actually works. First of all, you got your inputs. This goes into a basic encoder. That's the technical name to it, but it just pretty much a line with some torches on it. But these torches are placed in a specific pattern, and that'll be explained later, but we're going to move on to this part. What is the blue and that magenta? Yeah, that's magenta. Didn't see that. The blue and magenta line. Well, it's not blue, it's cyan. Is it cyan? 2 for 2. Yeah, you go for the magenta line and the cyan line. How did I forget that? I literally just said that. And it goes into this kerfuffle of a mess. Well, it looks a lot more complex than it actually is. It's pretty much what we had in the first setup. It goes into an encoder. But it goes into the encoder a certain way. And obviously, they've all got to go into their respective coordinates. And this will just encode into the display. So for example, if you want 0, what is, I believe, this one, you'll have every single torch on apart from the one in the middle. And you got the one on top of it. But the one in the middle you won't need. So as you can see, it's the only line what's on at the moment. All the rest of the lines are off. And it's defaulting to 0, but if we change to any number, let's say, what's that? I don't know, 6 again? If I'm under clicking bare 6s, okay. But as you can see now, yeah, this is 0. I should go from the other side, it looks a bit clearer. This is 0. And as you can see, it's off now. If we move along down to 7, what I believe is over here, yep. Every single one should be on apart from, I mean not 7, 6. Every single one should be on apart from the one on the very right hand side. I believe it's on the right hand side. So this line here, obviously it's mirrored, so it's a bit more confusing, no? But that's the simple part. Obviously the cyan line, the exact same thing, and you can imagine the same thing is for the answer lines. As you can see, there's a bit less on this one. That's only because we didn't need the extra number, because we can only count up to 18. Which is a good thing, makes my life a bit easier. As you can see, they just run into the respective places. The D2 just run into the basic input. And now we actually go onto the hard part, because the encoder, pretty much the same thing we have as a monitor, but this is with binary numbers instead. And yeah, that's sounds a bit more confusing, but it's simpler than it sounds. These just correspond to ones and zeros, pretty much. And yeah, it's hard to explain, but you convert them into ones and zeros. It makes it a lot easier. You can process like addition and all that easier. Because this will run into this thing, what is an adder. An adder, I forgot its actual name for what it's called. But this will just take your binary number you set in and add it together. For example, the binary of, let's say, 1 would be 1. So the input should be 1. Now the input for 2 would be a bit harder, but it will be 10. So if we go 110, you would assume it would go to 100 next, but it doesn't work like that. It will go from 1, 10, 11, because it can use 3 spaces. This is pretty much like a 4-bit system, so it can only take up to 4 bits in, but it can input 5 bits out. Well, it's a bit confusing as well. Actually, it can take 5 bits in and take, it can take more bits in. It just overload, and that's how you would do subtraction, but we don't talk about that. So this will be 11, and once these two are used, it'll go pretty much just like add 1, add 1, add 1, 100. And then you add 1 again. And then the 1 moves to a 10, back to an 11, all the way back to the 100, and it'll go on to the next one. Like I said, this is a... My keyboard pressing up, that's great. This is a 4-bit system, so it can't take a lot of information in. You could probably expand this, but the only problem with expanding this is loss of speed. The fact that this is bedrock as well, because on Java they seem a lot smaller, because they can do like instantaneous ones. We can't really do that just because how our glass function. If you didn't know, glass in Java only goes one way. Up, well, R1 it works both ways, which I found really weird. I'll show you a little demonstration. Pretty much how I made this build a lot smaller by using glass. But it could have been a lot smaller if I used... And you can... Well, if I put a block there. A lot of inventory in this build. As you can see, it'll go up. But if I delete the torch, it auto will go down and power this block. And you can tell it's powered by the torch turning off. So our glass different. I think Java only goes up, bedrock goes down. I do have the Java version as well. I ain't played Java in many years though. I probably will do a redstone video on that at some point once I find something complex field. But let's get back into it. This pretty much adds ones and zeros, and then it goes into a decoder, or pretty much the encoder, but in reverse. So same concept, torches and all that fun stuff, but it'll give us the answer. So this will convert the 0 to 1s into 18 different ratios, because obviously we can only count up to 18 on like a 9 plus system, 9 base system, yeah. So it will getting smaller and smaller. Definitely less and less bits has to be used, and I've done it in reverse. What I mean, like in reverse, this answer is 18, this answer is 1. So we don't start from 1, we start from 18. Let me put my controller on charge at the same time. We start from, it's a long while. We start from 18, then we go down 17, 16. Just for the circuit I made over here. This will be the purple line, but this pretty much detects if a signal coming in, and if a signal coming in was greater than that number, another signal won't come out, so the highest number has to be first. As you can see, there's no signal coming through here, nothing going over there. If I delete this, signal goes over there, but if I do this one, no signal, break this, then the signal, but this one turns on. So it's pretty much converting the binary. You can imagine how many numbers actually have 1 at the start of them. Pretty much every other number has what. It's either 1 or 0, that's it. So the greatest number is always takes priority, or makes it give out the actual output of the answer. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this a bit more complex. The 2 main circuits I'm going to be focused on are probably the red one. The yellow one, that's fine for what it does. I can expand that quite easy. The purple one, I might look into it. And obviously adding more symbols. I don't want it to just do addition. As you can see, I've tried to make a calculator before, but it took a lot longer than I wanted. So I was like, let's simplify it before I start doing things too complex and it starts getting really confusing how things work. So this system just helps break it down a bit. But as you can see, this will run in. Actually get back to the build. This purple line will run all the way down. So if 18 selected, all these lines will turn off, and vice versa. Well, no, it don't go the other way. It's only a one-way system. As you can see, it's outputting this number apparently, which is 3, I believe. Why is it outputting any number? I can't find the calculator. I'm in the jumble. Oh, no. It's over here. Is it? Yeah. I was outputting 2. Yeah, you can see 2. It will come all the way out here and run into there. But this line's off. Let's see if any other line's off, because it's actually. No, I didn't do it. But as you can see, it'll choose a number. The priority will always be the highest number, just in case another talk does turn off, and it does happen on occasion. Especially if I do 1. Let me try 1. Not 1. Let's try 11, because I got 1. I don't even know if 11 works like that, but we're just going to try it. As you can see, the flick through all that stuff, it's ended up at the place. Yeah, it does a lot. But now if you look, it should be. Yeah, there's so many more lights on now. Like you can see, but none of these are getting power. Apart from the one what had priority would be this one here, and that should output the 11. I do check if we got the right answer, but yes. And then quite basic after that, we already see where the dark blue and the orange wire leads. The only other wire is this green one. And the green one's a very basic system. What just tells the first monitor to display a 1. So all I need to display a 1 when any of these numbers activate. Because all these numbers will just lead to obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I think 0's in there as well, to be honest. 0 is always in the system. You need to always have something to default to. Or why did that get too confusing? But yeah, that's pretty much the main calculator. Like I said, most of the adding is just this part here. That I'll keep showing you. This is the brain, the rest just decode the information and it encodes it. Like I said, there's probably going to be a version 2. It's not going to be for a while. But yeah, this is the end of the episode, guys. Thank you all for watching. Oh, I've got the new... I don't know if this is new, there's so much going on with the new update. I might do a video in the future, I doubt it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.